Peace and blessings, everybody. I hope you all had a great weekend. Today, I'll be sharing the fears that I've been having over the last few months leading up to this trip and what I got from it. And I hope that you get something from it too. So, as a quick recap, a friend of mine reached out to me not too long ago to check on how my trip planning was going. And in that conversation, I shared with him that I was having some fears. His suggestion was to write down all my fears and then sit in silence, listen for the voice of the Most High, and then write down whatever I got from, sitting still, being still, as scripture tells us to do, and listening. And so I did that, and this is what happened. Okay, fear number one, you guessed it, plane crash. I've never been on a trip this long, and I think that's the most common fear to have. My second fear is my kids being protected while I'm gone. Although I do love and trust their village, I'm a mama bear. They're not in my line of sight. That is a concern for me. The third is what the connection will be with my family once I return. I know my eldest daughter, which is the middle child, she's very, very emotional and upset that I'm leaving. I've never been gone this long. So my concern is how she'll feel about me leaving her for so long. Fourth is just random trouble in Ghana, although I've heard amazing things about Ghana and the Ghanaian people. We live in real life, so prayerfully that's not something I encounter, but that is a concern of mine. Flying while the war is happening, everything that's happening in Gaza and the Congo and wherever else that I'm not able to think of right now, has been a concern. I don't know how close or far I will be from anything that's happening. So that's been a more recent fear that's come about. And the last one is just returning safely. Kind of the same as number one, but also hopefully not encountering any delays or any cancellations or extended layovers. So those are my fears. And I did try to sit still. Didn't work. The moment I tried to stay still and listen is the moment that all the intrusive thoughts started to creep in. And I was hearing all kinds of craziness. And I was like, nah. I'm not finna do this. I'm not finna sit here and listen to all these crazy thoughts. So I got up and I left, and I was like, I don't know how this gonna work, but I ain't doing it. And one night, a couple days later, my family had went to sleep. I was having trouble going to sleep, and so I just prayed, and I was like, Lord, I don't like how this feels. I know this is a beautiful opportunity for me. I just need you to come in and settle my spirit, because I can't do this. And I heard very distinctly, you are covered. This message led me to a scripture, which was Psalm 56, 3 and 4. It reads, what time I am afraid, I will trust thee. In God, I will praise his word. In God, I have put my trust. I will not fear what flesh can do unto me. And that didn't immediately settle my spirit. I was like, okay, all right. It was a couple of days later that I started to feel like this calmness, and I started to feel lighter. And I think what really drove it home for me was a conversation that I ended up having with my host in Ghana. She was saying, the Ghanaian way is just really about letting life be what it is and going with the flow. And I was like, okay, I hear you. And even that message, it took like maybe a day or so, but then everything started kind of coming together. The word, you are covered, that scripture, and then her saying that. And I was just like, I'm good. Yes, I feel good. So now the only other emotion that I'm battling is sadness, but I'm thankful that that's intermittent, because I know that I was blessed with this opportunity. So thoughts of, what this opportunity is going to do for not only me and my business, but for my family and my community, that's definitely been helping combat the sadness. And I know time be flying. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to be over there living it up, having a good time. And I'm going to look up and be like, oh my God, it's time to go home already. So, and then anybody that knows me, I might be like, oh, y'all, we about to be moving to Ghana. Anyway, I wanted to give a shout out to my friend Tony for suggesting that exercise. It was very helpful. So if anybody else out there is battling any fears, I suggest you do the same. Write down your fears. Sit still, listen for the voice of the Most High, and then go from there. I leave in a couple days, so I'll be back soon with a video documenting the very beginnings of my adventure. Thank you so much for listening.